We are going to take a break from home decor DIY this week, and we are going to do Halloween costume DIY. So this is a replica of the Black Panther's Dora Milaje warrior women's costume, which I absolutely love. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I made this costume, then stay tuned. So first things first, every single piece of armor and material on here, I'm going to use this foam board for. This is just craft foam board that I picked up from the dollar store. I'm going to first start by gluing two pieces together. The part that I'm making right now is like the shawl that comes off of the belt. So I'm going to glue two pieces together with hot glue. All right, so now that those two pieces are glued together, I'm going to start with this fabric, and this is just a shower curtain that I found at my local Goodwill for 99 cents. Yes, 99 cents. And to me, the colors in the fabric just kind of mimicked what the ladies wore in the movie, so I went with it. So all we're gonna do is just flip the fabric over and attach the boards with hot glue. And as you can see, I'm doing it on the edge of the fabric just because I want to preserve as much fabric as possible. So we're just going to glue it down on one side, cut off the excess, and then glue it down on the other side as well. Now, all the pieces of foam board that I'm going to use for armor, I went ahead and sprayed with this metallic spray paint. Some pieces you can spray before or after. Some pieces I actually had to do it before and after, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. But I went ahead and sprayed the foam boards and I let them sit outside and dry for about 30 minutes or so. So for my first piece of armor, I'm going to do the same thing that we did for the shawl in the front. We're just gonna glue two pieces of foam board together. And this is actually going to be the necklace. So if you guys remember in the movie, they had these like rings around their neck. I thought about doing it individually, but then I thought that would be just a little bit of a hassle. So I came up with a way to kind of keep it all together so it could all be one piece. So I glued the two pieces together, and then I'm just cutting strips. As you can see, I'm just cutting strips. I'm going through one side, but not going through the other. Now, when I thought about it, I actually could have just not gone through either side, kind of just cut strips in between, but it still worked out, so you'll see in just a second. But I just cut strips the entire width of the two pieces of foam board, and then this is what's going to wrap around my neck to look like a necklace. As you can see here, I'm just trying to fit it, and I actually only ended up using half of the width, so some of them I cut off because I didn't need it that long for my neck. And I'm just fitting it to see where it would fit. What I did to attach this is it's kind of like Velcro, but it's a little bit more sturdier than Velcro. I will leave a link in the description box of where you can find this, but I absolutely loved it. It almost snaps in place. It does snap in place, and it is also self-adhesive. So all I'm going to do is glue one piece to the inside of the necklace, and then the second piece I'm going to glue to the outside of the necklace so they will snap once folded, and you'll see exactly what I mean in the next few clips. All right, so once you have it glued in place there, you'll see you might have some hanging off the edge, and you can just take some scissors and cut it right off. It cuts very easily, no problem at all, just like that. And then flip to the other side. I already pressed it down and just cutting off the excess again. And then now you'll see what I mean. So I have one piece on the outside and the other piece on the inside. So when it's folded and closed, it snaps together just like that. Very simple, you guys. Very, very simple. I love this stuff. And there's our neck piece. So now you can see what I was talking about when I was saying that you'll be able to see some of the colors of the foam board coming through. So this is what you can go back in once you cut it and spray it again to cover up those pieces, the purple and the blue, or the purple and the green that you see. So this next piece, this is my wrist armor, and all I did for this, no cutting, no nothing. I sprayed the foam board. This is one whole piece, and I wrapped it around my wrist, and I'm only going to use the Velcro right there at the tip where I have my fingers. I'm just going to Velcro it right there. So this was probably the easiest piece to make. So I got two small pieces of Velcro, adhered it to the corners, and then just snapped it together on my wrist just like that, and boom, you got you some wrist armor. All right, so now on to what is probably the most difficult piece. It's not really hard, but it just took the most time. So this is going to be the shoulder armor. So this piece right here, I again started with foam board. I folded it in half, and then I just cut some angles into it. So you can cut this into any shape that you like, but I kind of like it like the how the pointy angle look. And if you look to the side, you can see the purple one off to the side is already done. So I did one, and then I used that as a template. I laid it out and just drew my line so I knew where to cut these next pieces here. So each shoulder armor is going to require one full piece of foam board and then a half of foam board. And that half, I just cut like a little semicircle. So that will be the part that is on the top. So you can see here, the next part I'm going to do is cut these slits into it. So I'm just going to draw the lines and then cut the slits, not going through the end of the fabric like I did on the necklace, but actually starting with a puncture hole and then just cutting through. And you can see right here, just like I said, I'm using the purple one as my guide, so I'll know where to cut on this one. And just like that, so now the pieces are cut, and I am gluing the top and bottom together. I did cut the slits in the black part as well, the part at the top. I just didn't show that, sorry you guys, but I did cut the slits in there as well, and I just did two. So there, if you can see it there, they are both next to each other, and I did spray paint these afterwards. And then to attach them, I did the same thing with the Velcro strips. I glued a small piece on one side, and I just let the strip, use the whole strip just to wrap it around my arm and snap it just like that. Now this, the Velcro strips are self-adhesive, but I did add some hot glue just for extra reinforcement. And there is your shoulder/arm armor. All right, so the next part is my hair. If you guys remember in the movie, of course, the ladies were beautifully bald. So I am going to try to make me a bald head. All I'm doing right now is braiding down my hair so it can be as flat as possible in the back. And then I am going to put on this brown wig cap. So let me tell y'all, the brown wig cap was a little difficult to find. I went into my local beauty supply stores and they had black and white, but I wanted to find brown because it was closest to my skin tone. I actually had to go to one of the Halloween stores here in town and I was able to find this color. So I'm starting with this wig cap. And then all I'm going to do to kind of blend it in a little bit more, I got my foundation and my foundation brush. And I am about to blend this right on to the cap and my forehead. So let me tell y'all, when you take this off, you probably are gonna have to wash your hair. Some of the foundation did go through and get on my hair. It wasn't a whole lot, but it was some. So I just want to give you guys that heads up. So I just kept blending this in until it matched a little bit better. And then the ladies in the movies, they kind of had a design on their head. So I tried to mimic that as well. I am using just my black eyeliner to do this and red lipstick. So, and this is just a makeup wipe that I'm using to kind of wipe off where my lines were not straight. But let me tell y'all why I use the lipstick and the black eyeliner. I got some Halloween makeup, but it just was not as vibrant and it was actually really hard to use. It was very, very waxy. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just use my makeup, and the makeup actually went on much, much better than the face makeup that I bought from the Halloween store. And then what I'm doing, so where I have overdrawn my lines a little bit, I just went back in with my foundation and kind of started with a clean slate and then applied the red lipstick again, just to kind of clean it up so my lines weren't so uneven and chunky, but I did the best I could. And then I just went ahead on the sides and added a little bit more foundation to kind of cover up the band just a little. Now, let me tell you guys something that you could possibly do as well. If you watch any of the thousands of YouTube videos, and you know that this is the technique that ladies use when they apply their lace front wigs, they actually get these stocking caps and they glue them down. You can do that as well, because if it's glued down, you can cut off that front band, which may help it to blend just a little bit better. All right, so for my outfit, this is what I use. Now, I had this sitting in my closet. You can use any red top for this. All you need is a red top, some black or brown leggings, and some boots, which these are the boots that I used. And then this is how it turned out, you guys. I love it. So let me just tell y'all real quick. For the belt, I had a brown belt in my closet. And then those straps that you see on my chest are just some suspenders that I put backwards. And that is it. You guys, this was so much fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. And I will see you on the next video.